everyone, I am still working on embellishing this journal, and today I wanted to go over one of the pieces that I love to do with journals, and that is just these little snippets. So I'm just going to kind of zoom in on those for you so you can get a sense of what we're doing. Anyway, I just make them however I want, and then I'm going to just come in and do something like this. And then you can come in to your journal, and if you just have a page that needs a little something, you just have this that you can just embellish the page with. Or you can use it on a tag. You could use it like on a little envelope, just to give that envelope something fun. Anyway, so that's kind of the purpose of these, is just those extra little things you might want on your journal. So I'm going to just kind of go through the process real quick. I made these ones beforehand so you could see the finished product, and now I'm going to show you how I like to go about making them. So I'm going to start with a base. I just use fabric. This is just some torn fabric that I have. It's about 1 inch wide, maybe a little more, and I just cover that up with lace. So however wide you make your fabric is just going to kind of depend on what you're using on top of it. And it can be any width you want. I just like this one because I still like to be able to see some of this after I've put everything on it. Now, off to the side here, I have some, let's see, can you see them? All right, a bunch of words, some little fabric scraps, here's some more, or paper scraps, sorry. Then I have some fabric and lace, just kind of little bits just left over from projects, or even I've just cut them up just for this purpose. Some little tickets and numbers, little butterflies, a couple of like flowers, stamps, just some odds and ends that are gonna just look awesome on these little snippets. So then I'm just gonna start layering. And there's really no rules. I'll kind of talk you through how I end up doing it, but you got to do it your way, so whatever works for you. So I usually like to have some lace that's sticking out again, so I have 2 lace layers because it just looks pretty. Let's see, here's a paper. I like to have some fabric or a paper with maybe a little bit of color or something that adds a little color to it. And then I just really love to add layers. This is some little music paper. So that'll be fun. Music paper is always such a beautiful neutral. I have a little, let's try this. This is a little piece of a dictionary paper. So that will just add a little more texture there. Let's see. I could put a number, or I could just put my word on. Let's see if I can get this number to work, because it's fun. Let's bring it down here maybe. And then, let's see, we could put the beauty right here. That looks good. All right, so there's an example. I just put that together. Let's see, I'll just keep working my way up this. Hopefully, yeah, you should be able to see this next one. So let's just try some other, again, lace hanging off the bottom, and I leave about 1 inch or so in between. Just get some lace there, and I like to put the pretty side out. Just so you can see it. Let's try this too with some of the fabric. This is the fabric that I used on the cover of the journal right here, and I just had a little bit left over, so I cut it into little bits, and now I can just stick it randomly in my journal. So let's see, I have this kind of fun little number label. I'll put that on here. But that looks like it needs something underneath it, so I think I'm going to put this little piece of book underneath it. And there's no up or down or right or wrong, just kind of go for it. And let's do the word. Let's do wonder. And then I'll put a fussy cut on top of the word. So you can still put stuff on top of the words too, it's no big deal. No rules, just kind of go for it, but that'll be really pretty. All right, let's just keep working our way up this. I'm going to scoot it down and hopefully not mess things up too much. All right. I don't know about you guys, but it's super cold here. It was just starting to get all springy and warm. Then it got cold. So we have the fire on today and everything. All right, I'm just gonna layer a little bit of that, a little bit of that. You know, that music just always goes well. Let's pop that on here. And I've inked some of the edges and not the others. It's really not a big deal. All right, I'm gonna use this postage stamp. It's from Poland. Isn't that pretty? Is that pretty? All right, let's do something like this. Oh, but I can't hardly even see that lace. So I'm going to drop this lace down just a little bit because I want to see it. And I can't really see this guy either. So just play with it until you get a nice balance of what you're looking for. No right or wrong. All right, that looks good. Let's scoot it down a little bit more. And we're just going to make this up as we go. So how about, I really like that pink lace with this journal because there's a lot of pink in here. So let's do another pink one. Come over there. And I think I want some cheesecloth just because who doesn't love a little cheesecloth in there? So I think I'll just tap that down in there. Then we'll go for, let's see, I think I'm going to use some more of this pretty paper that I just have torn up. That'll add a little more color to it. And I think I want a number under there. Just do something like that. Maybe a little dictionary paper. Like I said, I really like the layered look. Just barely want to see that. It'll just be a little surprise popping out right there. And we need a word. Let's see. How about complete? I like that. We'll do complete. I kind of want to use this butterfly, but I don't know if the butterfly will work. That's cute. So we'll just come across right here probably with our word. And then we're going to throw this guy right on top, but then we really can't see those numbers, so I'm going to pop that up just a hair behind the butterfly. And that's okay, it just means I'm making it a little bit bigger. I really hardly can't see that cheesecloth either, so we'll just pull it out just a hair. Alright, so now I kind of just have them laid out. The next step is I would go in here and I'm going to, now if you're going to sew it, just lightly glue. If you're not going to sew it, glue everything down heavily like you would in a regular book. But just lightly glue because I'm going to sew. And then after everything's glued and you let it sit for just a minute, you can go in and sew however you want. I'm going to show you kind of what I do usually, or whatever. You can do it however you want. But I like to just put it on a zigzag stitch and just start at one end of that fabric and zigzag all the way down and zigzag all the way back up on either side. And then I like to come in, you can see here, and go around the little words. You see that? There we go. So after I zigzag on both sides, then I like to come in and go around the words. And then if there's still something that's just sticking up, like on this one, I would probably come in afterwards and glue that little bit right there back down a little more. But it's held in place because everything's sewn together. But I just like to go ahead and give it a little extra glue on those spots that are still sticking up. And then that's ready to go. You could keep it like this. You could also use this as a belly band method and just layer more in those blank spaces. So it's just totally just covered, and you could use that as a belly band. So anyway, that's what I do, and I won't make you watch me glue all this down because that's pretty easy to do, and I'm sure you can figure it out. But yeah, just lightly glue it and then sew, or whatever works for you, and then you have lots of really fun and quick, I mean that was quick, little embellishments that you can just use all throughout your journal wherever you want them. And they just make really pretty, fun embellishments. So anyway, hopefully that'll give you some fun ideas and get creative juices flowing. And I hope you are all doing well and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.